Sandy, Sandy,
Okay,
Sandy.
now I got it. Now I got it, I think. Okay. So is this my document? Yes, it is right here. Okay, can you see it? No, right? 'Cause I'm not sharing. Now can you see it?
Yes.
Not
Okay.
yet.
So this is
No.
the time of year when people want to have like open houses, you know, with us with our Southern California nice evening weather, maybe in the evening with some wine, a little open bar, I don't know. But I want to talk about serving alcohol at open houses because I don't think most people realize there are so many rules and laws. Okay, do I need my broker's approval? Yes, the broker could say no. I don't think the broker will say no, but you would technically need your broker's approval. Okay. If you have do I need a license to serve alcohol at an open house that is open to the public? Yes. If you are serving, if you just advertise open house and anyone can come, which means anyone in the public, then you need a license. You can't have an open party and serve liquor without a license. Okay. But what precautions should I take when serving? Make sure no minors are present. You can't have minors. If you need to have a license, then get a catering service with a license, with a alcohol license. Impose a drink limit, and no one wants to do that, right? Include a variety of alternate non-alcoholic beverages. Okay, so that's if you're opening it up to the public. I'm sending a general email and putting it in the MLS. Anyone can come to my open house. Okay. But if it's not open to the general public, if it's RSVP only, if you send out things and say, you know, open house by appointment only, or not appointment, I don't know what the right word is. Anyway, but you're going to say that you're having an open house, but you're going to have a list of the people that are coming. So you're not going to just open this to anyone. You're going to say you have to RSVP, and then you're going to have a list of the people who RSVP'd who are allowed to come in. And that makes it a private party. Okay, when you have a list and you only let the people in on the list, okay, then you can have a private party and you can serve alcohol. Okay, what qualifies as not open to the public? To bypass the license requirement, the law requires the event to be not open to the public. Some call this private party exception. To be considered a private party, the host must have the names of the guests beforehand. If any person not on the list is admitted to the event is considered open to the public. Okay, so you have to have a list ahead of time, and you have to keep your event to the people on the list. If someone brings someone with them, they're either going to have to add them to the list ahead of time. You know, you tell people that anyone you're going to bring, please add to your list, because if you have that, you're protected to a point. Okay, can I charge guests for alcohol at an open house? Okay, it's not a private party, right? Then it's a commercial event if you're charging. And so then it's a whole different story, and you have to have a license, right, to charge for alcohol at a party. Okay, do I need a list of invited guests? To satisfy the private party exception, the event must not be open to the public and requires a closed list of invited guests. Uninvited individuals who are not on the guest list should not be admitted. Okay. Can you serve alcohol without meeting the 3 conditions? No. Okay, unless you have a license. Can a social host be held liable for damages related to serving alcohol at their residence? So you have it at the seller's house. Are you opening up the cellar to a problem, or you yourself, if someone has a few drinks and gets into an accident on the way home? Okay, so a social host is liable for damages if alcohol was furnished to an underage drinker who injures a third party as a result of the intoxication. Okay, underage. So if you serve someone who's not old enough to drink and they get into an accident, you're personally responsible. But aside from that, California law immunizes a social host from liability suffered by the drinker or to a third party, which results from the consumption of alcohol. So otherwise, if you have a private party and someone gets in an accident on the way home, you are not responsible as long as they're legally able to drink. Can a furnisher of alcohol at an open house be held liable for damage related to intoxication of minors at an open house? Of course. If you're holding the open house and you are letting minors drink or be there intoxicated, then you're going to have some liability. Can a furnisher of alcohol be held liable providing alcohol to obviously intoxicated individuals? You gave the guy another drink when you know he shouldn't have had one. Yes, they can be criminally punished with a misdemeanor if alcohol is served to an obviously intoxicated person. Okay. Therefore, and of course that's a subjective standard, obviously intoxicated, right? It's not objective. We don't have things that we can look at on our hand and say 1, 2, 3. It's in the, so you have to be, it's in the eyes of the jury what obviously intoxicated person is. So you better beware that 12 strangers are going to be deciding that when you make that decision. The host of an open house should have limits, 2 drinks per person, something like that. Okay, so that is it. So if you want to serve open house, if you want to serve alcohol at your Thanksgiving or Christmas or Halloween open house, then you need to have a list. You can advertise the heck out of it, but it has to say that no one's going to be allowed in unless they RSVP and put their name on the list. Okay, I am going to stop sharing. So are you, let me see who's here. Oh my gosh. Colleen, anything?
Yeah, well, Jan's.
Oh, there's
Jan's
Jan. I
in
didn't see you.
here.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, take it away.
Sorry about that. I had
That's okay.
few problems trying to get my Zoom camera working. So I'm going to go in and share. Hi, everybody. How are you today?
Hi, Jan. Nice to see you.
Nice seeing you as
It's
well.
Agnes.
Hi, Agnes. Can
Hi,
you guys
Jan.
screen?
Yes.
Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So I am going to talk today a little bit about some of the things that we're seeing in auditing the files. And so bear with me. I'm going to kind of go through a couple of issues, and then I have some samples of documents. So let the games begin. Okay. So the objective is to basically just go over some of the processes. I know some of you guys have questions about how we review the files. Next, we'll just talk about a few of the reoccurring issues that we do find with reviewing the files. And then we'll end up with a real short Q&A pending on the time and whether or not Cindy has how long we're on this Zoom meeting. So here we go. So the first thing I want to talk about is the manufacturing homes and uploading to Skyslope the 433 certifications. And that is the actual certs that indicate that the properties are located on foundations. As we've been reviewing the files, periodically, we've had some incidents regarding the home, the buyer's homeowner association advisor. So when this particular document is required, especially with manufactured homes that are in parks, it would be used if in fact the homeowner had a share in the lot that the property is affixed to. And what that means basically is that they have purchased that lot, and that lot information, that purchase, has been recorded on the deed. The next thing we're going to go a little bit deeper dive into are the SPQs, the TDSs, ADVIDs, and completing those for residential income properties that have 1 to 4 units. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the checklist, how those checklists look, what's in them, and some other supported documentation that has been developed by CAR Forms back in June for residential units that are income properties and that there's more than one unit. So real quick, let's talk about the homeowners association document. And I put this here just in case some folks didn't know what I was talking about regarding the BHAA, okay? And again, you know that this document is needed for as an advisory if in fact the property is located in an HOA. In addition to that, again, if in fact the property is affixed to a shared lot and the owner has purchased that lot and it has been recorded, then the BHAA is required. So real quick, let's talk a little bit about the SPQ and multiple units when being used with the SPQ. So I realize that this one sentence here tends to get people a little bit confused because it can seem a bit ambiguous regarding the last sentence where it says this SPQ is for all units, but in parentheses, and or only one unit. In essence, what we are requiring for compliance here at Century 21 Masters is if you have units 1 to 4, an SPQ is required for each unit. And it's kind of obvious. The fact is that, you know, each unit may have its own nuances. So hence a SPQ would be needed. Along with the AVIDs and the TDSs. The other thing I'd like to bring to attention of the agents out here is section 14 on the SPQ. A lot of times when the properties are not in HOAs or planned communities, I know that the TCs or agents use the application that is called Glide. For some reason, the way Glide has been programmed, it does not allow the ability to actually go in and say no to these answers regarding the HOAs on section 15. And what it does do is that it does allow for the explanation of property is not situated or isn't located in an HOA. For us here at Century 21, what we're asking for all of our listings to protect these listings is that you mark no on section 14. And I guess you're probably saying, well, why? If it's not in a HOA, why go through that trouble of inputting that no, because in section 7, I'm sorry, page 7, section 11 of the RPA, it specifically notates that all questions should be answered on the TDS. We know that it is not a statutory document, but it is required. So, and the reason why is that you do have some agents out there that do nefarious things. Have an agent, they've signed off on their contingencies or whatever. The client decides that they don't want the property. This would be a loophole for that agent to get the client out of the transaction. Any questions so far? Okay. That's easy. Or you guys wait until the end to come after me. Next, the TDS. Again, same thing. You have the ambiguous content that says this TDS is for all units or a blank or a box. Check 1. Again, if you have duplex, triplex, or fourplex, 1 to 4 units, the TDS is required as well as the AVID. So I got you guys moving around here a little bit, huh? Okay, any questions so far? No? Okay. We're finding with residential income properties that we have agents that are using the regular RPA and the listing
But
agreement.
don't we? Where do we?
From properties, from 1 to 4 properties, that's not a big problem. We're okay with that. However, what we're asked, was there a question? No? Okay. However, what we're asking, if you do use the regular listing agreements and RPAs, that you use the checklist that will help kind of guide you through what is required, the types of documents that are required. The checklist have they're commercial checklists, they are residential income checklist, and residential checklist. So if you just kind of take your time and look through the list, I'm sure you will find the checklist that is appropriate. If in fact you're out there in car forms, a suggestion that I have for you to make sure that you're using the right contract for residential income properties, mixed use properties, commercial properties, if you put into the search purchase, just simply put in purchase, you're going to get a plethora of all of the contracts. In addition to that, you're going to get the supporting addendums that you need for those contracts. This addendum that I pulled out is the most recent addendum that has been, and this is new. I think this is relatively new in car forms, and it is there to actually support, and I know this isn't the very best copy. I will tell you to go to car forms, pull up the RUPA, and it is there to support residential purchase agreements and vacant land. I'm still kind of in a quandary why it would be used for vacant land, but in it, it also gives the description of what mixed use properties are. I would tell you to, and I haven't seen this addendum along with any of the purchase agreements or for income properties or properties that are being sold 1 to 4 units. And again, mixed use properties. So I would tell you to go out there, pull this up, read it, and have a go at it if you are listing or doing purchase agreements with mixed use properties and commercial properties. Any property that is 5+ units, you don't need a TDS and SPQ for each unit, past 5 units. So real quick, let's talk about data entry. I thought that this was important because I have all of the agents out here today, and I know some of you do your own document management, uploading and maintaining your files to Skyslope. What we're finding specifically with our systems administration department is that properties are listed into the MLS and not followed up by having them uploaded into Skyslope. So what we're asking is that you treat Skyslope parallel to the MLS. The MLS gives you 24 hours or 2 days to upload properties once you get them signed by your clients, and we're asking you to do the same. Part of the issue is that our systems talk to each other, and so they are aggregating and pulling all of these new listings out of the MLS, and we're finding that Skyslope does not necessarily have this documentation, and it creates kind of a systems issue for us. So if you could please upload those listings when you get them within that 2-day period, we'd be very appreciative. So once you upload information into Skyslope, and I am talking specifically to those agents that are out there that do their own files. And my hat's off to you guys. Keep up the good work. You're doing a fantastic job. Just a few housekeeping things. Remember that the MLS number is crucial. We have to have an MLS number, and I will speak to this in a few minutes about properties that do not have MLS numbers. Make sure that the names are in the name fields for contacts. If in fact a property is an entity or in a trust, please make sure that that information is reflected in the module for contacts. Any input? Anybody? Questions? Pauline? Any input? No? You guys?
Just make sure one of the things, when you do go live in the MLS, if you done the sell, make sure you go back into the module and put in the MLS number when you get one. Because what ends up happening is, you don't put it in right away because you don't have one yet. And then you get it in the MLS, and then it shows up on our list of, it's not showing that it's in Skyslope because that MLS number is missing. So please remember, when something changes, update the module to match the changes.
Okay.
Did that make sense to everybody? Like when you have a price change, a close of escrow change, MLS number that you didn't have before, make sure you update the modules.
Yes. And if you're adding additional buyers, let's say if you have an additional buyer to a transaction, that you kind of remember to put them in as well. Instead of having 2 buyers, now you have 3. Or you have a buyer that has been deleted and replaced by someone. Make sure that you kind of keep our Skyslope contact information updated. The reason why is that our systems, our data analytic technology is pulling information data from Skyslope. So that's why we're asking for accuracy and kind of staying on top of that kind of housekeeping. So what about properties that do not have MLS numbers? This would be the fix for that. For some reason, if a property does not have an MLS number, what we ask that you do is put the numeric number along with the street name in the MLS field. So you're going to put the numeric number and whatever the street name is. And the reason why is that, again, our systems are looking for specific kind of nomenclature when data is being pulled through from one technology to the next. Also, a friendly reminder, when properties are not uploaded right away into the MLS, please provide the SELM, which is called the seller exclusion listing from the MLS car form. If in fact this is a pocket listing, it will never go into the MLS. Remember that this property has to be registered with the MLS so that all folks get credit for whatever they need to get credit for. Okay? Any questions? Okay, I must be doing pretty good. Also, and I don't know how many of my agents out there are aware of it, sometimes you are required to use Century 21 Masters documents for business affiliate, for the key advisory. If you go into Skyslope, you come onto the landing page, you're going to click on Working Documents. Then Working Documents is going to take you to another screen. And on that screen at the top, you'll see the second ribbon. It will say office documents. You click on office documents, and then the next screen will come up, will give you all of the documents that are housed in Skyslope for your convenience. Home warranties, business affiliates, disclosure for the key advisory, et cetera, et cetera. Also, if you do business in San Diego County or Orange County, they require disclosure documentation. So please, you can find it there. And if it isn't there, reach out to send an email to me, Colleen, Cindy. Cindy can then forward it to me, letting me know that I need to upload specific documents into Skyslope, or Colleen can do it. Any questions? Any comments?
I did not know those documents were there, and I appreciate now knowing that now. Because people ask me all the time and I never, now that's an easy answer.
Yes. Okay. No other questions?
I do
I
have a
have
question.
I'm
Oh,
listening.
hello?
Yes.
Hi, Jen, I have a question. I'm doing a lease listing the first time ever, and I don't use TC for that. So is it required to put that lease listing into the Skyslope?
Yes, it is. And you can ring me or Colleen, and we will show you how, the checklist, everything and anything that you need. Just send us an email and we'll do whatever it takes to support you.
Can you type in the chat your information, like your phone number and email address? I can do that. Thanks.
Sure, I sure will. Do I have access to the chat?
Should,
All right, hold on a minute.
on the very bottom of the screen.
Yeah, I know. I've got to, how about if I do that? And how about if I do this? All right, I'm getting ready to put it in now. Any other questions?
Yeah, I missed
Yes, I have
missed
a
the part when you
question.
mentioned about the 4 units having the agent's visual. Is it, we have to have one for each unit, correct?
Yes. Mhm,
Okay,
mhm.
thank you.
Please, I know that it can be overwhelming, the paperwork, but better to protect ourselves than not. So
It's pretty hard to tell what you're talking about when if you put it all on one.
yeah. Mhm.
I have a question. Regarding the MH TDS disclosure, I think it is. It's for
Yes.
the mobile homes.
Yes.
So regarding the roof age, I have two incompletes on my current profile. And so one of them is an incomplete for the roof age. So the seller, the roof was done, they were told the roof was like in 2016. So, but it doesn't say the exact roof age number in that roof age line. Is that okay? Is that still acceptable? Because it's still incomplete. So I'm just kind of wondering.
No, you have to have the roof age on the TDS. And if the seller does not know the roof age, then you put in unknown.
Ah, okay. But the fact that it shows that the roof was done back in 2016, like as a written statement in the remarks below, does that not suffice?
No, you need to answer, like Jan said earlier, all questions need to be answered. And basically
And
that
then
is a question, roof age question. So yeah, just
okay.
type the age in there, or like I said, a lot of times sellers don't know how old their roofs are. Unknown is an
Right.
answer.
Yeah, especially if they bought the house and didn't
Okay.
change it, right?
Exactly.
Okay. And so also, having two incompletes, the file is closed, but does that prevent any payment moving forward on the actual, like the commissions, like afterward? Is this gonna like not entering something in Skyslope? Like for example, would it that prevent payment or?
No. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
Yeah.
thank
Well,
you,
no,
ladies.
we don't, I don't believe they, Jan, let me know if you know different. They
Mhm.
don't issue payment to the agent in the TC till the file is complete and archived. And I notify Veronica or
Right, did
whomever
you say that the
that it's
file was-
complete and archived.
But at some point, if it can't be complete, we don't hold their money.
Yeah, yeah,
But my
exactly.
question is, I
But
thought she said that the file was complete. Did you say the file was completed?
Like it shows closed on there.
Oh, okay. Well, if the file is closed,
Okay,
is there more information that needs to be uploaded?
yes,
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at it right
Well, I
now.
guess I'll just speak to you guys personally. Sorry, I thought like it was gonna be an easier answer than that. I'm so sorry. But I'll reach out to who, Cindy, would that be you?
Colleen,
Pauline.
Oh,
Yeah,
Colleen?
Mhm.
Okay,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
thank
sorry,
you.
Pauline, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that, I'm sorry. So I
Yeah,
thought she
it's
said
just
that the
two
file
little
was
items
complete.
that need to be fixed and then we can archive it. So,
But to Cindy's point, we try to make sure that the files and everything is done in an expeditious way so that we're not holding your checks. So that's why we ask that, this information is sent to us well in advance before the close of escrow, not a day or two before escrow is supposed to close.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
experiencing one of those today. So that way we can go through the file, do a thorough job of reviewing the file and working with you to make sure that the file is compliant. I think Cindy would
Yeah, got
appreciate
it.
it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
okay, well, if there's no other questions, then we've come to the end of our class today. Thank you everybody for listening. This is important stuff that once we get it right, which is good forever. So we're trying.
I agree.
Okay, if anyone has any questions, we're all here and feel free to reach out.
Okay, thank you. Thanks,
Thank
everybody.
you, Cindy. Thank you, Jen.
Mhm.